Welcome to Wavecast, where Joe Biden has put together the best voter fraud system in the history of the United States.
Yes, sir.
Roll the clip, Chirag.
Let's hear it.
Situation where we had put together, and you guys did it for our the President Obama's administration before this. We had put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
In the history of American politics.
Wise words.
You heard it from the man himself.
2020. What's this bet on, bro?
You heard it from the man himself.
Alright, can we all give the benefit of the doubt and just say that he messed up there? He was supposed to say something else.
Yes.
I don't think he was thinking right at the moment, but it's okay.
Alright, guys.
It's okay.
Welcome back. If you've watched our intro already, you guys know. Episode 1, Season 1. Can we call that Season 1?
No, just
Episode 1 for now.
We got a lot to cover in this one. We got some juicy topics.
Just a little bit.
We could jump right into it, honestly.
Yeah, let's get it.
But if you haven't already, please go ahead, follow our Instagram, follow our TikTok, subscribe if you haven't already, click the bell icon, drop a like, leave a comment, let us know. One thing that we didn't clear up from our last video, we did put a Google form in the description where you guys are able to give us input on what videos you want to see, what type of topics you want us to cover. So please feel free to do that. We want to take in your feedback, and we want to keep working on this. So we appreciate that from you guys.
And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure to follow us on Spotify too, please.
Apple Podcasts will be out soon. We're working on that right now.
Soon.
And yeah, let's jump right into it.
All right,
let's take it away, Troy.
All right, so we're talking about what? School.
School's
opening back up. What is happening? What are your thoughts? What are we doing?
They should go.
There's a lot going on.
So some colleges already have came out saying that they they had a plan to do a hybrid semester.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing the cases spike up drastically.
I'm already in a hybrid semester. I am not, but there are people who are in a hybrid semester at Seton Hall.
And have they come out with a plan for next semester?
Yeah, they want to stick with the same thing, hybrid. Yeah, they want to.
Even though the cases
it's a bad idea.
The cases
I don't think it's a good idea. I'm not going back next semester.
They should make it full online, not hybrid, not in person, nothing, just complete online.
Yeah, I don't think Rutgers going back.
I don't think you can do a complete online, especially for
No, but that's just labs. Like Rutgers going back is just labs, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
It's like
you
more
can't,
hands-on things.
You can't. It's like you can't go to medical school.
Yeah,
online. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's business school on the other hand.
Yeah.
You're home.
So anything hands-on, right? Just that should be like in-person hybrid. That's understandable, but other things you could of course make it online.
Even some dental schools have made practical stuff an in-person opportunity. I know a couple of my friends that are in dental school right now. They're doing their practical stuff from their bedroom, and they have to film themselves doing it.
Yeah.
So that's not the most ideal situation, but it's the safest. I don't think a hybrid semester makes any sense.
Yeah, nah.
Speaking in New Jersey and some of the most cases that are coming up from other countries too, especially in the West, I don't think it's a safe idea at all. I think school should remain online. It's not the most ideal situation, but it's the safest.
Did you see the numbers for Rutgers last week?
I just saw it. What was it?
It's 30 some cases.
We got the
positive
in the week.
Oh wow!
I think it's a weekly update. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that's 30 cases in a week. I think it's probably
No, it's a weekly. 32 positive cases.
32 new cases.
But there's 4,133 negative, and they tested for 4,100.
Yeah.
4,100.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's actually crazy.
The number's crazy.
Seton Hall since July, it's been 42 positive cases, and they tested 3,200 people.
Nah, we got a lot of tests, bro.
Wait, Krish, just to clarify though.
Rutgers is a bigger school.
Yeah.
No, I think they did more tests. Well, you guys do 3,200 tests per week?
Nah, they said
that's just a total number administered.
We just did 14, almost 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Krish, just to clarify though, the figure you said that was this week.
This week,
this past week.
That's shocking.
Those of you that go to Rutgers, you guys know you get the emails every week. We see the numbers. They're kind of skewed. Sometimes they'll be low.
I never saw the numbers.
Sometimes they'll be,
I don't look at it.
But we're
I saw it
right
last
now.
time because I was like, oh, we're gonna do this, so let me take a look.
If you don't have to be on campus for class, there's
Please
no point.
don't.
I wouldn't recommend anybody
actually
do a hybrid or something like that because it's really life or death.
And we know.
Just don't go out on the campus for no reason.
Also,
I know somebody want to go ride the scooters. You don't need to, bro.
Yeah, to be honest.
It's gonna be there for a while.
You probably rode the Razor scooter when you were a kid.
Come on. This time it's just electric. It's okay.
Also, don't go to parties. You know,
See, parties
that's
are not
just stay
important.
away from it.
Parties
It's not
are
worth it.
not
Right now,
important.
it's
That's
not.
spreading.
It's
Yeah.
not worth your family's life.
That,
your
that's the
life.
riskiest
Please.
place to be.
Please, there's no point.
If you want to go back to school sooner, we can't do crap like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Exactly.
Bringing it back to this topic, one of our presidential candidates have already come out to say that he wants to reopen schools.
Yeah,
Not a
I
good
don't agree
idea.
with the
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think that's a good idea.
Not at all.
No.
The figures speak for themselves.
Exactly.
come on now.
I mean, especially if you're looking at it through like colleges, okay, but when you look at it like elementary schools, middle school,
yeah.
it's like those kids need help holding a pencil. How are they going to keep their mask on the whole time?
Especially in
It's so
preschools.
hard.
Not to
Yeah.
mention the teachers' lives that we're also
Exactly.
putting at risk.
Exactly.
I mean, not even the
Teachers are so
teachers.
important,
It's like, okay, I mean, kids getting it, there's a low risk and all that
them
stuff,
dying.
but still, if
Transmittal
the
rate.
kid can transmit it to like one of their family members or stuff, and like I have elders who live with me,
Exactly.
and
No.
I would not
Can't
want
take
to
a
give it to them
Can't
Yeah.
take a chance.
because for them it's basically death.
Yeah, exactly. Not can't take a chance with elderly people.
And
No, you can't.
don't
President
need to
Trump is betting on the kids or teenagers' immune system.
Oh, yeah.
Although
I'll
the
fact check
statistics
that.
are in support of the fact that we can fight off the virus, why even risk getting the virus?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if we can fight it off. See, when I was a kid,
I mean-
my grandparents picked me up from the bus stop. My grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd go straight home to them because my parents wouldn't be home. And so I'm in direct contact with elderly people all the time. I'm not going to put their lives at risk by, even taking the chance to
No chance.
catch this virus.
No chance.
And especially preschoolers, for the most part, they aren't required to wear a mask. They aren't of age to wear a
Yeah.
mask. Or
I mean,
preschoolers are like toddlers, right?
where I work, I've seen just kids walk around without a mask on.
Without masks, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're kids in the, what's it called?
Strollers.
Yeah, they're just sitting in the thing without a mask on.
And so,
It is so they're
Yeah.
such high risk of them getting it, and then they go home and then transfer it to their
and
parents.
daycare
Exactly.
facilities, them being not. I mean, I guess that they have to wear masks in daycare facilities, but then that just wants them to take it off even more. Like they're not going
Yeah.
to keep it on their kids.
It's kids.
Yeah.
And then that not only puts the
They don't miss
caretaker
it.
or the teacher's life at risk, it puts
It puts everybody's life at risk.
Way
It's
too much.
not as safe.
It's not
Because I
worth
mean, as we've seen, it only takes one person.
Yeah.
especially at Rutgers, bro. There's no
Yeah,
social
Rutgers,
distance
it's
happening.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
get on the bus, it's over.
Oh my god, yeah,
It's
the
over.
bus.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It
you
is
can't.
over.
You
And
can't.
like the sanitation standards and stuff, like big props to like the janitors and everybody like
They've taken
God
doing
bless
their
them,
best.
bro.
But like
God
we
bless
all know it's a tough job, and especially with something
Tough.
like this going around, it's
Tough.
like it's hard to keep everything clean
Yeah.
so
It's so
frequently.
So hard, bro. Do you have to do it every time somebody sits on
Yeah.
a chair? Do you understand?
It's like
Yeah.
consistently doing it.
It's
It's
just
hard.
not
It's too
going to
unrealistic.
happen.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, just look what happened to our local high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
JFK.
It shut down what, like 2 days?
No, they,
One day?
Yeah, I think it was
Like
one
Like
day.
a, like a day or two.
They,
days,
they,
yeah.
they did one day that they found out that somebody had symptoms that was in the school.
Mhm.
They sent him home, and they found out he was positive. And then
And this was like
then
during.
Yeah, they're still closed.
shut
Yeah.
down.
This
right
was
after.
during when all the seniors were taking their SATs. I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really?
they all had to get tested, or
Yeah.
they were recommended to get tested
Mhm.
because they might have been in direct contact
Yeah.
with them if they didn't realize.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If
In some sort of capacity, they might
People
have been in
touch
contact.
stuff, bro. How,
Yeah.
how much can you clean?
exactly.
It doesn't make sense. I want to see what Rutgers' plan is. They should like release a plan soon enough. I know, like prior to like the spike,
Mhm.
they had an idea of keeping it hybrid next semester, trying to get more people to
Yeah.
come back on campus because they know that kids they don't want to live their college experience through their bedroom or through a
I
screen.
understand that.
Mhm.
But
It's not
Yeah,
worth
but
it,
I want to
man.
see a plan from them within the next couple of days, kind of outlining like why online is best fit. I know people are going to get mad about it.
yeah.
I'm upset too, but it's at the
It-
end of
You
the
gotta
day,
do what you gotta do.
safety
Yeah,
it's
is
for the-
what counts.
It's for the
I
bigger
understand
good.
that it's hard to stay home,
Yeah.
study. I understand all
And-
that.
Yeah, exactly.
But please, it's not worth your
The more
life.
we stay home, the quicker we get through
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. And honestly,
the only people that I care about is the seniors. Just
Of course,
make
yeah.
sure you come out with a plan for them to be able to
Yeah.
let them be able to
properly.
graduate properly
That's it.
because they
That's
paid
it.
for this.
They-
Even the
yeah.
seniors that
They
weren't able to
deserve it.
graduate
They
last
deserve it.
semester.
Yeah.
That's
They,
all I
they
care
deserve
about.
like a good graduation, good experience.
Yeah, to
And
be
if
honest,
you're a
like
freshman, oh, go ahead.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, anybody else who's not a senior, they should really not be complaining. Especially if you're complaining that, oh, I didn't get a college experience. Like, if you're a junior, you're gonna have one more year.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah,
gonna
plenty
have
of
more
for
time.
college experience.
And especially the thing everybody's saying, oh, I didn't get to party this year,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah, just
I don't
shut
think
up.
partying is important compared to if you're gonna die. Like,
Yeah,
if you
please.
die, you
Your
can't
life is
party.
worth
Like,
Please,
come on,
shut
party.
up. Shut up.
I do feel for those
Party
kids
in.
in the sense that they weren't able to have a proper graduation. They weren't able to have a prom at all. Because most of these kids, not the majority of them, will go to college. But there are a portion of them that aren't going to college. They're going to, the army, or they're going to go work
Trade school.
or trade
Yeah.
school.
somewhere.
See,
And
I-
so they're not
we're
going to get a chance to have an actual graduation.
Yeah.
And so this was their one chance to, actually, go through, make their let their parents come. It's supposed to be a big ceremonial thing
Mhm.
for a kid's life, and I feel for them not to have that. or them not to have a prom because those are lasting memories.
Of course,
I mean, that's what you're supposed to
Yeah.
have.
I understand that part, but what I don't understand is freshmen complaining about not being able to
Yeah.
party their
You
first
guys-
year.
You guys
Yeah,
need to
exactly.
You
realize.
still got 3 more years. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
You guys need to
You
realize
party-
what's more important
Yeah.
in life.
I mean, that just shows that like people are going to college to party, not really
Come
to
on,
study.
bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we already knew that, but
How?
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I
This
get-
proves it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get everyone wants to party, everyone wants to have that college experience, but
You got time.
I mean, you want to have a
By
good
being,
time.
by being so careless, you're ruining the experience of the people that are graduating
Yes,
next year.
exactly.
and
Yeah.
we've seen that with
is
Screwing
UNC.
them over as well. Yeah.
Exactly with UNC at Chapel Hill, they did the exact same thing. They all partied the first week. School got shut down within a couple of days.
Exactly.
And
That-
freshmen should be the people to understand that.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
important it is because they didn't get to graduate.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they should
As
know
a-
firsthand.
As a college student, you don't get to graduate. Just understand how
I get the freshmen feel like they're getting robbed of every experience back to back to back, but you guys will have more chances.
yes.
And it's just a shitty
Come
situation
on.
to be in. But we're built to adapt. We have to adapt to
Yeah.
this. We have to move forward.
I kind of feel worse for the high school seniors this year because they didn't even get to go to school so far, at least.
True.
Yeah.
True. True.
Them not even be able
They
to
missed
see
out on
one
football
another.
season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. It kind of sucks. You don't get to play.
Missing
your senior
the
year.
football games, Friday night lights.
Yeah.
That was always been a
Yeah.
good vibe.
And they probably will miss their
Pep
prom and
rallies.
graduation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pep rallies, homecoming.
Yeah. It feels bad. Yeah, I understand that, but we got to deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you
There's no
can't
other
just
way
think
out.
about it for yourself. You have to
Yeah.
think about it for everybody, the
Yeah.
greater good.
You can't even
Yeah.
think about short term. Just think about long term. Just know
Exactly.
how much
Just-
it will
it's
help
like-
you later on.
It's like I see people like in stores and stuff like not wearing a mask. I'm like,
What's the point?
it's not that big of a hassle. If I have to do it, you can do it.
Mhm.
It's not
I
even
totally
for
understand
that
if you have
long.
like a medical condition or
Yeah.
something, but like, come on.
Like doctors are wearing them 24/7, and they got like 3 masks on, not even one.
I mean, doctors been wearing masks 24/7 even
Yeah,
before
they even
Corona,
get like the
right?
marks on their face
Feel bad
because they've
for
been
them.
wearing masks so long. Like they can do it. Why can't you?
Just feel bad for them.
There's medical
Come on.
statistics to back it up too.
Exactly.
I don't think there's any valid reason, to be quite honest, not
Yeah.
to wear a mask
Yeah,
in a
it's
store.
not that hard.
Exactly.
It's
You
not
should
that hard.
you should be
shouldn't
wearing a
arguing.
mask.
Yeah, you shouldn't be arguing against
And the
that.
fact that it's politicized, wearing a mask is politicized, that gets me
That's
even
so
more.
Exactly.
That's so
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't.
be
Wearing a
personal.
mask has nothing to do with politics. It's just basic common sense.
I kind of want to tie this back to Trump's stance on COVID in terms of bringing out a vaccine within the next couple of weeks. I know you made a statement. If anyone wants to piggyback off that,
I mean, yeah. I mean, during the
Should be-
debate, Trump did say that
Vaccine was coming out very soon.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said I think
Couple
several weeks or
Couple
something.
weeks, yeah.
I don't know if it's like several weeks, but I
Yeah.
think maybe like beginning of next year, somewhere around
I'm
there.
expecting
thinking-
mid-Jan,
I mean-
end
I'm
of
thinking
January.
Jan, yeah.
Yeah, that's,
I don't
that's
think
what
it's
I'm
coming
thinking.
before the end of this year.
I think he's just doing the buy the votes at this point. Kind of
Yeah,
just to give,
yeah,
give them some
Just
false
give him
hope.
hope,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or any hope. I don't know if it's true or not. But
See, I wouldn't take his word
I mean-
on it. I wouldn't take anyone's word on it.
I think, yeah.
I think Fauci's were on it. That's the only thing.
I mean, I wouldn't
I
even
don't
trust
even know.
Fauci.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Fauci's
trust
not
Fauci.
developing
You
it.
can't
He-
take
Fauci's been
I
wrong
feel like
a
if
lot.
anyone
Yeah,
would know,
said-
he would have a better.
He has said some things that
stance than
will
Trump.
cover in
Yeah, I mean-
in a few. I will fact check that.
I'll
in a
take it
little
from the
bit.
companies who are actually working on it.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah,
a couple
Purav,
companies.
Pfizer,
Yeah.
J&J came out.
Yeah, I
would
mean
take
most
that
of the vaccine trials are in phase 3 right now, so that's good. But we also don't know if what's going to happen at the end of the phase,
Yeah.
like because they still have to go through all the FDA approval and stuff. And yeah, the FDA is working with them on getting it rapidly approved, but still that still takes a amount of time. And even then, the first doses of the vaccine, they're not going to go out to everybody. They're going to go
Yeah.
to the people who are most at risk. So the elderly,
the elderly.
Yeah.
I
like
thought there was
first
already
line offenders and all that
kinda
stuff.
doing that. Weren't they? Isn't there like I've heard the rumors and them saying that there's like a vaccine, not exactly a vaccine, but they're giving it to people that are like really high risk, but just to test it out to make sure that they make it out.
Yeah,
right.
I think those are the people that they're using. I mean, obviously,
you have to
during
You
drug
have to,
trials, you have to use somebody. So, like, why not use the people who are
Yeah,
at
you might-
risk?
You might be able to say
Yeah.
And what
Exactly.
What are they giving? The remdesivir, or are they giving something?
No,
else?
remdesivir is that's the drug that actually got approved. It was the Gilead Science
Yeah.
drug, and that's an antiviral, but that's not a vaccine. That won't
Yeah.
prevent it.
Yeah.
It's tough. We'll see when it comes out though.
Mhm.
Soon, hopefully.
And especially with
comes
the
out
spike of
soon.
cases now, we need it more than ever.
Yeah, hopefully it comes out soon. It'll help everybody out.
Hopefully, they
Yeah.
get back to school too.
Yeah.
Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
until then, I think schools have to.
They
remain
have to
remote.
remain.
Yeah, I
online.
think until mid next year, until we have more news on what's going on, or cases start to
Yeah,
die, schools definitely need to be closed.
Yeah.
Social distancing still will have to be a thing for at least
Yeah.
another year.
Oh, for sure.
Masks. need to be
Mass,
mandated.
same thing. Yeah.
For sure. We need it for a little bit. We got to deal with it. It is what it is.
I've seen the Karens on TikTok not want to wear a mask. It's
They're
just
stupid.
Like,
so
come
hard?
on.
That
That
is
is
so
just
immature.
really so
Why
stupid.
is
They're
it
not
so hard?
kids. Like, come on.
Come on.
I mean, they're Karens. That's why.
yeah. And these are older
Okay,
women
I
that.
understand you don't care about your life. All right, just worry about
I
your
care
kids.
about
You
somebody
got-
else's
you got
life.
kids.
Come on.
And these are moms coming out
Doctors.
saying that they don't want to wear a mask. It's
Yeah.
like protecting you, not them. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Come on.
Like, if it's uncomfortable for a little time, just it's only uncomfortable for a little time. Would
Don't
you
go
rather
out.
just like wear a mask for like 5 minutes, or rather get like COVID and risk your life? Like, come on.
If it's really
I
that
mean,
big
you
a
should
deal-
really not be complaining. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, let's say it takes you half an hour to go grocery shopping. That's a half an hour you had to have the
Yeah.
mask on.
and they're
While that cashier had to have it on for
The
like
whole
their
day.
4-hour
The whole
shift.
day,
Like,
yeah.
come on.
Not even 4, bro. They be working for like 8 hours.
Well,
shifts,
let's say they
2,
take a break in
whatever.
between or
Yeah,
whatever,
but
but
there's no
Come
science
on.
saying that wearing a mask like deteriorates your breathing or anything.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's just-
Exactly. It
Like you
doesn't.
don't have to go be a scientist. You have like actually like
Just
listen to
listen.
what's happening.
just
watch
listen to
what's
the
happening.
people who've actually done
Yeah.
the research on this.
Please.
Don't
Just listen to the.
Don't take it into your
actual
own
people.
hands.
don't WebMD your own diagnosis.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Please. Google is not the answer for all things.
Really.
Yeah, come on. We should be fine. We're back. Sorry about that. I just had to go take a call real quick.
Business
No,
meetings.
No.
So
Just making a business call.
No.
Put the
just
plug
a
in.
Call. Follow at Solo.
Yeah.
Don't connected.
Don't do that.
All right. All right. Let's jump into the debate real quick. Fact checking it. So, schools again. Trump said, as we already discussed, I want to open up the schools. The transmittal rate to the teachers is very small. Again, it's not true. In Mississippi, it's been proven on average there have been over 300 students per week being tested. At the same time, 150 teachers being tested. So the transmittal rate is 50%, which is not small at all.
Not small.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
Still dangerous.
50%.
Any sense?
That's half and half.
That's
Yeah.
50%.
Like,
How is that
come on.
small?
And real quick to touch up on the point where he said like, "Oh, kids are safe." I don't think that's even a valid argument to open up schools.
Definitely not.
It doesn't make any sense.
It just doesn't. It's a true fact, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, especially in some of these states that we saw a spike. Like during the debate, Donald Trump was saying that Texas and Arizona both had spikes. Yeah, Texas had a spike in July and then late September,
Yeah.
and then Arizona had one in like recently. And yeah, the numbers are down after the spikes, but still we are experiencing spikes. And if you're following anything related to COVID, we know even in our home state of New Jersey that the COVID numbers are rising, and
yeah,
that just means more people are going to get it if we stay out.
Exactly. And if it's not like, if it's not happening in your state, so you should open up and just start going. Somebody is traveling, and they can bring it to that state, and then now it's all over again, you know. So there's no point in doing that.
This reminds me of a tweet I seen. It was about like opening back up the country. We're opening up the country because we're losing money. We're not opening it up because we're safe or because it's not safe.
Yeah.
And that just kind of ties into where America's at right now. We're valuing, like, obviously you have to value money at this point, like with our economy, but the fact that we put the economy over human lives just says a lot. Like, there's a give and take with it because economy, especially since we're America, we have to have, you know, we're really low right now, but it just speaks to itself.
We're coming back.
economy's got to open up though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to be honest,
It's a give and take.
You have to open up the business.
I mean,
Small
yeah,
businesses.
at one point, there is like a certain point of like no return.
Yeah.
So at one point, yes, we do have to open up the economy, or it's gonna have. It's already
It's just
having
gonna be a downward
lasting
spiral.
The
problems.
economy is
Yeah,
fine.
It's
very
just
low.
gonna be.
The economy is fine.
See, if you
Schools-
want to keep the
no.
economy shut down for some reason, like you have to have things such as the stimulus being
Yeah.
passed like appropriately on time.
Exactly.
Also,
And that's
It should
not
not
happening
be-
either. Like,
Things like the stimulus, things that are going out to help businesses, the American people. It should not be political.
of course,
Somebody want
yeah.
to bring that up?
Mhm.
The Pelosi one?
Oh yeah, like
Just-
yeah, you can talk about it.
Alright, so pretty much what's happening is that there's a stimulus deal that's currently there. Pelosi is not letting it pass, but it's not just Pelosi; it's the Senate as well, I believe, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's like the main-
Congress.
Let me.
Yeah, Congress, not the Senate.
She's
Yeah.
playing it to where she's withholding it because they're letting the ego come into
Yeah,
it.
they're waiting for basically the election to be over to see
Yeah.
if they're gonna have to stick with Trump and the deal that's already on the table, or if they're going to draw a new one. And as we know, with the election being mostly mail-in and stuff like that, it's gonna take a while for the results to come out. And even after the election is won, Trump is still going to be president until January.
Yeah.
So basically, what they're saying is, oh, we can wait until next year to give the American people some money when, sure, like governors are doing good things on putting referendums so like people can't get evicted, your gas and electric can't get cut off. But the people still need money to get food, basic supplies.
Yeah.
Exactly. You need.
People in her own party, like people in the Democratic Party, are also against her on this decision.
Yeah, they're literally.
She's just playing politics.
It comes down to
people's
perspective.
lives.
She's not seeing the perspective from like the family, mom and pop shop that are like losing actual money, or like people that are out of jobs. A lot of people like can't work right now, and it just sucks.
I mean, a lot of businesses are shutting down because of COVID. Businesses that have been there for decades are just.
And the stimulus, it's giving them some sort of light.
Yeah.
Just something. It's not
Exactly.
a lot.
I mean,
It's
we
not a lot, but
saw
it's
when
something.
the first stimulus came out. Like before it, everybody was sad and everybody was low because
And it was a scary time.
nobody had jobs. Everybody was cutting into their savings, and even though it was just $1,200, $1,200 goes a long way.
Of course, yeah.
And I think it was those $1,200 was just going back in the economy because they were spending. They weren't like,
Exactly.
They would just let it.
I mean,
run.
you're gonna get the money. You have to spend it on the stuff you haven't bought that you need.
You let it run, yeah. Exactly.
And it just
Also,
sucks
when
that
she
they
was-
let that play. Yeah.
When she was asked about it on CNN in an interview, she
She had a
accused
complete
she accused the interviewer of being a quote apologist for the Republicans.
What?
I think that just says enough. She completely avoided
Exactly.
the question as
That's-
to why it's not being passed.
That just shows she doesn't care
It's
about
just-
the people's
She
lives.
made it
Disgraceful.
political
Yeah.
for no reason. You didn't have to make the lives of United States citizens as a political. You know. You just,
And it sucks that she's the one that's restricting this
Yeah.
to come out. Like it
Yeah.
needs to come out. People
It needs
need
to,
the
yeah.
money.
they need it.
And if she was in our situation, like or someone that
She would've
lost a
felt the same.
business, she would understand.
She would've felt
But
the
she
same.
doesn't have that perspective because
Andrew Yang agrees as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's not gonna understand it from an average person's perspective because she's not an average person herself.
Of course, yeah.
Even though
Yeah, we
she's
understand that.
in the government and all that stuff, she is at a place in her life where stuff we do, she doesn't see. It doesn't affect her.
Yeah.
She's. You could basically just consider her a celebrity. Like look at COVID right now.
Yeah.
It's not like the celebrities are hurting. They're
yeah,
going
they're
out, they're
chilling,
partying,
bro.
they're still buying their jewelry.
Not even partying. If they're
Like-
at risk, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go buy a mansion over there." And chill
Exactly.
for a
Yeah.
bit, you know?
I mean, we saw that at the beginning of COVID when we saw the spikes in Florida, and that was because people from around our area who were wealthy had a second home there. They went right over there because they're like, "Oh, I can just take it out over there." Same
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Same thing. People who had a little more money went to the Poconos because they had a house there.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people like fully moved. What Joe Rogan moved, I believe, right?
Yeah.
From New York to
no,
Texas.
No, from California to Texas.
Oh, California, my bad.
Yeah.
California, Texas. It's like California is wild, so they're like,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm gonna just go chill on my place.
I think politicians now more than ever they need to take things into perspective. Even though they're not gonna have like the actual, they need to have
Yeah.
at some capacity some sort of realization that okay, I'm not the same as you. Let me want to learn. Let me want to actually realize what you're going through. Let me see what I can do to help instead of restricting it due to my ego, due to my disbeliefs with someone in charge of me. It's stupid.
I mean, at the end of the day, they work for the people, and in my opinion, they're not living up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's bring the facts about the
Let's move on to the next
minimum wage thing.
Oh,
Wanna
right.
talk about it?
Oh yeah.
Minimum wage. Okay, so where's the minimum wage?
Right there.
Alright, so pretty much Biden believes that we should have was a nationwide $15 minimum wage.
Yeah, mandatory.
And I think Biden really needs to understand basic economics here, especially during a pandemic.
It's not even basic economics. It's like logical, right? Like he needs to understand this. I know why, but go ahead.
So, according to the stats here, raising the minimum wage by even like $1 causes small businesses thousands of dollars worth of expenses each year. They have to accrue all those expenses, and especially right now during this pandemic, those small businesses are already struggling.
Exactly.
So, adding this burden on them, I don't think.
Wild.
What do you guys?
They're already at like a point where they're about to shut down.
Yeah.
Because they're losing so much money at this point
Mm-hmm.
and adding another $1 or whatever it is, $5, is just too much for them. It's not just for like one person. You got to do it for everybody.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So you're already incurring costs that you can't pay off, and you
Yeah.
don't have stimulus coming in so that you can't pay for it. Now you want to add another cost for them, and then they're probably gonna end up shutting down. And then
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I'll give you a good example of a hypothetical small business. It's like, let's say I'm a mom and pop shop and I'm selling customized T-shirts or something like that, right? I mean, my clients aren't everybody. I have a lot of overhead. I have to pay my rent. I have to pay my employees. That's the biggest one. And we're saying, okay, let's bring it up to $15. If I'm not even going to count myself as the owner. Let's say I'm not paying myself. If I have one employee working there for one day at $15 an hour for 8 hours, it's $120.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
I didn't even make 100. It's like the chance of you making that money in that day for that shop. Like, come on. At that point, to keep your business alive, if you want to keep your business, you got to. Yeah, exactly. You have to let go of your employees and just do it all yourself, or you got to close down your business.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. I like Trump's reaction to when he said that, because Trump looked at it in a way like, had you not understand economics, at this stage where our economy is,
this is the worst time to raise the minimum wage.
Raise the minimum wage. There's not enough money circulating in these businesses for them to pay these.
The economic data doesn't back that up.
They're not even getting that many.
And right now, workers that work part time, I think they're willing to take their jobs back that they worked from before. Like, they're not looking to get a raise, although they'd like it, but they're looking to get some funds in. They're not going to be fighting for more money right now because there is no more money to give.
I mean, even the workers, they understand that I need a job right now. It's okay if I'm not going to get paid as much. But even they sympathize with the business owners because it's a tough time. They see the workers see it firsthand. They're sitting around waiting. Like, just imagine like a restaurant.
Empty.
Exactly.
You're just waiting there for somebody to come.
You're waiting for the customers to come to you.
While the workers there just getting paid for that, And I don't blame the worker, but you can't have.
I mean, that's their job, but their job directly relies to the customer coming in.
So can't really do much about it. What else?
Like, the economy as a whole was a big topic during the debate. There's a lot that was going on Biden and Trump's side.
Stock market.
We could talk about the stock
401k thing.
Or 401,
So Joe Biden says, where I come from in Scranton and Claymont, referring to like small towns, he said the people don't live off the stock market. And that is obviously a false statement, because what he's implying here is that like the stock market is affecting like the upper class, the wealthy, and not people in rural areas, small towns, such as Scranton and Claymont. And the fact is that it does affect those people. It crashes their 401ks, their retirement accounts. The stock market is also a pretty big indicator of consumer spending. And like there's just many other things it indicates. And in fact, 55% of Americans own stock. And 55% of Americans are not wealthy. Like, so clearly, the stock market does not only affect the wealthy. It does affect people in places like Scranton and Claymont.
And to say that it's just going for the wealthy, that's a lie. A lot of people, I myself, I own stock. I know you guys own stock.
Most of us own
stock.
We're not wealthy now.
And it's just like, take it into perspective again. Like, understand what you're saying. Like, you can't say if the majority of the population have a share in stock, whether it's a penny stock or Tesla stock, it still counts.
Exactly. And I mean, there's a lot of people out there who own stock because a lot of big corporations allow their employees to contribute a certain amount every month towards their stock.
You don't have to be a billionaire to own.
They're getting paid as a stock.
Exactly.
You don't need to be a billionaire to own like a bunch of stocks.
You can literally just save up and invest. That's it.
Biden says, quote, what happens to the ordinary people out there? What happens to them? This is clear what happens to them. They're impacted by a stock market crash.
Exactly.
Everybody's impacted by a stock market crash, no matter who you are. I mean, just look at the Great Depression.
Exactly. Everyone was.
Everybody knows about that. Exactly.
It's just
my family was definitely impacted by that, and
everybody's was. Of course, it was a tough time.
It's just a false statement. It is what it is.
The ordinary people right now, when COVID actually hit and the prices went down, they weren't complaining. People were buying stocks. It was going back.
I definitely was.
Down. Now they're up very high right now.
They're coming back up.
Exactly. So again, perspective is key with these politicians. They need to understand what they're saying.
Definitely.
All right. Sticking with the topic of money, let's talk about how Trump brought up the Wall Street. So Trump quoted, "You're the one that takes all the money from Wall Street." Talking about Biden. "I don't take any." Biden says, "I haven't." And then Trump continues. He says, "Joe, you have raised a lot of money, tremendous amount of money, and every time you raise money, deals are made, Joe." So, yes, it is true. Trump is right and wrong again. He's right about how Biden takes money from the Wall Street, and he's wrong about how he doesn't. They both have, and they both do. There's just the difference between the numbers. Biden took about $60 million from Wall Street. whereas Trump only took about $13 million. And the difference is huge, but they both
still
took
took
the
The
money.
fact
They both
that you
took
still take the money and
Exactly.
pin it on one another.
I mean, those are the numbers that were reported that came
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, we don't even
But
know
at
what
the end of the
actual
day-
amount may be.
At the end of the day, the point is that they both took money from the stocks, and most politicians do.
Yeah, they
Come
do.
on.
There's just no
You don't
denying
have
it.
to-
They're definitely connected
You
somehow.
don't have to lie about
Exactly.
it. Let's go.
I can't believe Biden actually said, "quote I don't take it. I have it."
Yeah, come on.
That's like you can easily
no one
fact
can
check.
look that up.
Yeah.
Come
Yes.
on. Yeah, it's not that hard.
I mean, it's common sense.
It is, of course.
Like one Google
Everyone.
search, it's there.
Mhm.
It's not that hard. What else? Trump also talks about how Joe got $3.5 million from Russia, and he says because he was very friendly with the former mayor of Moscow, and it was the mayor of Moscow's wife that paid him, and you got $3.5 million. Your family got $3.5 million. Well, again, this statement is misleading because there is no actual evidence of Joe Biden himself getting the $3.5 million.
Mhm.
The deal was made between Hunter Biden's investment firm and the Russian woman, what's her name, Alina Baturina.
Whatever her name is.
2014.
Some Russian, yeah.
So,
Some Russian
yeah,
lady.
and she was the wife of the mayor of Moscow, so he was right about that. So there is some relation between Biden's family and Russia and the money coming from Russia, but there's no exact evidence.
Like these things are just in general very hard to verify.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I mean, until there's like a formal investigation on this or something, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But actually, I read this morning. I don't know what news channel it was, but there is some type of investigation
Yeah,
going
the
on.
FBI
Yeah, into Hunter
I think
Biden.
The money was there though, so
Yeah.
so-
I mean, they'll find
The money was definitely there.
Yeah.
But, like, there's just a lot of things that factor into this.
exactly.
What else? That's fine.
We could talk about how
So one other thing that Donald Trump said was to Joe Biden, quote, "There's a very strong email talking about your family wanting to take $10 million a year for introductions, and that is actually true. Like those emails have been found, and Hunter Biden made the deal, made that agreement with the largest private energy company in China. Like that is confirmed.
Yeah, sure.
That's just another thing.
there's just a lot going in between these politicians in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having this back and forth with them, seeing that during the debate was very kind of eye-opening to see how they're going about all this stuff, especially now,
Mhm.
given like the relationship we have with China and how it's not blossoming into
Yeah.
something.
Mhm.
It's not looking too good.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Yeah.
The wild facts. Come on.
All right, I can bring this up too. So Trump said, first of all, China is they're paying billions and billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
I gave $28 billion to our farmers. Joe Biden proceeds to say taxpayers' money didn't come from China. And then Trump says they devalued their currency and they also paid up. So this statement is mixed with false and true statements. So
Yeah.
Every
the
time.
fact is that like
Nothing new.
a lot of it is taxpayers' money. So Joe Biden is right partially.
Mhm.
So China is paying, obviously, but the tariffs that Trump imposed, a lot of those tariffs are largely being paid by American importers, American consumers. So that's where Trump is wrong. It's not all China's money. Taxpayers' money is involved in it.
Yeah.
And Trump is right when they said that China devalued their currency because of this. So make their payment much easier.
Yeah.
And Trump also did indeed give $28 billion to our farmers. But as said earlier, that is not all Chinese money. That is taxpayers' money.
The money was there. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we kind of stray away from like economy for a
Yeah.
second?
Let's talk about
Yeah.
immigration.
Yeah,
Can we please
Oh, yeah. That's a big topic.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a
So,
juicy
in the-
topic.
Yeah.
It's a funny one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the debate,
Yeah.
immigration was a pretty big topic, and it was pretty long too. So, Trump had some comments made about immigration, and Trump and immigration, they just don't go well together. So here's what Trump said. Trump said children are brought here by coyotes and lots of bad people, cartels, and they're brought here and they used to get them into our country. So first things first.
Before we proceed, I just want to mention
Yeah.
the media blew up on
It
this.
blows my mind.
So
I
many
can't
people
believe-
thought he actually meant.
I can't believe
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna strap children
Our
to an
intellect-
animal and run across the road.
It
or
shocked
something.
me.
I can't
people
believe
believe that.
our intellect is
Like,
so
what were
low.
they thinking? How was the mind process going on when they thought
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
pay mind to what he's actually
Yeah.
saying.
Mhm.
Don't
it's
just-
like if you don't know, then look it up. But
Yeah,
you just
please.
assume like, how the hell would an animal bring kids in
really-
here? Like, I don't get that.
I
Can you explain what a coyote
Okay, yeah,
actually
yeah.
is?
clear that up, 'cause you
Yeah.
probably some viewers
So-
that don't know what a
Yeah.
coyote is.
Yeah. So first things first. when he means coyote, he does not mean the animal, or the Wile E. Coyote from the Roadrunner show, but he means a coyote is like used to describe a person who's paid by the migrants to illegally guide or assist children through the U.S.-Mexico border. So basically, coyotes are paid by someone to smuggle children across U.S. and America, right? And that's basically what Trump meant. Like, Trump said these children are brought here by these people who are illegally smuggling them. They're not really separated at the border. But that's what Trump said. And now let's get to the fact check. This is a very misleading statement. I'll tell you why. So, yes, what Trump said is true. There are people like coyotes who smuggle children across the border, right? They're brought over here without their parents. But these coyotes or these children that are accompanied by coyotes are occupied under the category called unaccompanied minors. So these are not children that are actually being separated from their families, all right? Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But
That's very important.
yes, but there are still countless number of families being separated, children being separated from their parents, and this is what particularly the moderator was asking about. Not the accompanying minors, because they have their own category. The children who were smuggled here by coyotes, they have their own category. The moderator was specifically talking about how children are being separated at the border. And that is true. There are a lot of people, a lot of children being separated from their families at the border.
And then
I think things have to. Okay, I think things have to just improve at the border.
Yeah,
There's no argument against
100%. Like, of course, they have to.
These kids are being held in terrible
there's
conditions.
no argument either side. You gotta get better at that. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't be doing
Yeah, I think Trump did say during the debate that the cages the kids are held in were made by the Obama administration.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. He's throwing blame on the Obama administration, but it is the Trump administration who's continuing to use those cages.
Yep.
And then he's went on to blame Biden about it when, him and Biden went that back and forth saying, when Trump kept saying, oh, you were in office for 8 years, how come you didn't do this, this, or this? Whereas Trump has been in office for 4 years at this point. When the cages thing came up, you're still doing it too.
Yeah,
They're still using it.
I think both administrations
They
are blamed for
yeah.
this.
They're both wrong.
They can't play the blame game on this. They need to work together towards a solution.
Yeah.
Instead of just screaming at each other, oh, you did this, you did this.
Exactly. I think there needs to be some type of unity for like basic things like this. This is like it's your basic human right. You're not supposed to be in a cage. Like,
of course.
Like,
It's
come on.
also being
Not
politicized.
everything is about elections. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
Let's
Trump,
be human.
Not everything needs to be political.
These are human
and
lives.
then Trump went on to say that these kids are living fantastic lives.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's no way that is true.
Yeah, that's
perfect cages where they can't see their own mother or father being separated, don't even know when they're going to see him or if they're ever going to see him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What type of humanity is that? What type of?
I mean, for a kid, that's a traumatic incident. That's something you live with your whole life
you
with.
have to realize you aren't dealing with inanimate objects. You're dealing with human lives.
And
Exactly.
they're definitely not living it up in those cases.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's no way. Like,
It's not
Yeah,
In
you're
a
right to say
cage,
that.
how do you live like a good life in a cage? I don't get that. I don't know what he meant.
I mean, it's not possible. Just look at it. Like zoo animals and stuff, they don't live a good life in at zoos and stuff. So what makes you think humans can do that?
Exactly.
That's impossible.
Come on.
It's your basic human right not to be in a cage.
Yeah.
Should be able to
You
walk
should,
around.
especially as a kid, you should be free. You should be allowed to do things.
Yep.
At least see your
Allowed to know where
parents.
your
Should be able
parents
to
are.
experience new things. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're literally ruining their life.
They came for safety, for sanction. They came for reasons. Although Trump made a point saying that some of these people are coming in illegally and they're like being terrorists or they have like.
When they're being terrorists, they're coming.
I mean,
Just
people,
spreading
They're escaping their countries
Yeah.
as criminals and coming here.
Exactly.
I think that's the
That's what
point
he-
he was trying to
that's
make.
what he
his
means by
intent.
that.
Whereas
And-
that's not always the case.
Yeah.
These kids are leaving for reasons because they don't feel safe. They don't. People come to America to live that American dream. They
Yeah.
come. They come
Yeah.
to have the chance to live a better life.
Exactly.
100%.
And with that intent, keeping these kids locked up away from their parents, like it's not a good situation. at all.
Yeah, and I totally.
And the whole system just needs reform.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
It's all
for
messed
sure.
I think like totally like 95% of the people who come here, they're coming here to genuinely live a better life. Like if you look at some of these, let's just take Mexico for example. But most of these border towns, they're littered with gangs, drugs, violence, and the people are coming over, and it's not cheap to come over. They're paying thousands and thousands of dollars to get brought over. Why? Because they want a better life, not for them, for their children.
Yeah. They just want to live a better, safer life. And you can't even give them the right to just walk around.
Immigration in America has just been like not dealt with.
I think immigration across the globe has just been appalling.
Exactly.
We'll get into that some other day.
I want to stray away from immigration.
Yeah.
I want to get to global climate change.
That's another big one.
Can you guys, from what you guys know, please tell me, what is Biden's stance on fracking?
We don't know. We just don't know.
I'm gonna quote him from the debate. This is what he said.
Hold up. I think Biden's stance on fracking in his head is bye-bye to the public. No. We're still keeping fracking.
He needs it for the Pennsylvania votes.
I mean, honestly,
Even Trump said that. He said after he saw Pennsylvania going with fracking, then he was like, "Oh, let me switch it up. I'm gonna go there and tell them that I'm gonna keep it, so I can get the votes."
Exactly. It's just a stunt to get voters.
I can't believe this is what Biden actually said. He's like, "I never said I oppose fracking," which on numerous occasions he's come out to say, "We're gonna get rid of it 100%."
Yeah.
And then on his website and on like CNN and all these other credible news sites.
Credible.
MSM
is not credible. Come on.
Yeah, it was credible.
They've come out to say that Biden's stance on fracking is that he will keep fracking, but he won't start any new fracking. Do we know what he's actually going to do?
No. He's not been clear. He doesn't know.
I'm pretty sure Kamala doesn't even know what he's going to do.
Kamala switches her wording up same as Joe does.
If you've seen the video, both Biden and Kamala both have said that they're going to get rid of fracking entirely.
Yeah.
And then now they come up and said no.
Yeah, didn't Joe Biden and Donald Trump argue during the debate about this fracking thing where Joe just kept saying, "Oh, I'm not against fracking, I'm for fracking," all that stuff, and then Trump just kept firing at him, and then at one point Joe was like, "Put it on your website," and the next day
he sounded so confident.
Yeah, the next day it was on Donald Trump's Instagram. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a pretty alarming video.
I cannot believe Joe Biden actually said that.
Video.
And then Biden had a conversation with Bernie Sanders a while back about fracking, and then they were going back at it. And then Bernie brought up the idea of, abolishing fracking entirely, and Biden was like, "Yeah, I'm with you on that. I want to get rid of it."
Yeah.
At what point do you make up your mind? You're a presidential candidate. You're going for votes at this point. Yet the voters don't know your stance. And you say one thing and you do another. We don't know what's actually going on. That's very misleading, especially with voting coming up very soon for those who haven't already.
We just can't take it to.
I mean, I think we've seen it with like most first-term candidates.
Yeah.
Look, Biden's technically considered a first-term candidate because he's running for president, not vice president. But we've seen it that during the first term, everything they say is just to bring in the votes, make people happy.
Yeah.
Yep. After they get elected, it's on them. So they get
it's a completely different story.
Hey, whatever they want to do, but for now, they're gonna try to get your votes.
And then Biden went on to say that he's going to transition the oil companies, oil itself, out. He wants to get rid of them. And then Trump went on to say that is a big statement because it is a big statement.
It's a very big statement.
Biden went on to clarify himself after saying that he was talking about getting rid of the subsidiaries for these fossil fuels, not getting rid of the fossil fuels entirely. Then again, do we know what goes on in his head?
We don't. I don't think he knows what goes on in his head.
Start learning how to speak in front of everybody.
Yeah.
But he is very outspoken on to stop giving money to these oil industries, which I don't understand at what economic standpoint, at what presidential standpoint does that make any sense?
You cannot do that.
You're going to put all these people out of jobs.
Yeah. Way too many.
And he wants to increase the minimum wage, right?
It's just to shatter the economy.
His ideas with the economy,
they contradict each other.
They don't make sense. And that's an open wound that Trump is going to poke at, which he should, because as a presidential candidate, you should speak with some caution. You speak with some facts at some point.
Please.
In this debate, I didn't see.
And both parties, I think, need to speak with facts.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, like the thing with oil, like I do think that at one point we should not depend on oil.
That's not.
But like maybe in the next like 30, 40, 50 years we can slowly transition it out.
Yeah.
But I think
It's not gonna be done overnight, but
like Joe
It can't be
Biden,
done
let's say he
overnight.
gets elected, that's 4 years, re-elected, that's 8 years.
Yeah.
I don't think it's physically possible that in 8 years he's going to get rid of the oil industry.
Yeah.
Like this water bottle right here that Purav's drinking out of, it's made out of plastic.
It's
Like,
just
it's not possible in 8 years to completely get rid of oil, even completely switch to green energy. Green energy, I believe, it is the future.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
But also,
Yeah,
there
it
needs
takes
to be
time.
better technological
Yeah.
development in there.
Right now, it's probably costing more to be in the Green New Deal or just going green in general, other than just using oil. Yes, of course, it's polluting the
Exactly.
air, whatever. But I think even going green is polluting the air right now, right?
Yeah.
I think
Electric
we cannot like just flip the light switch
Yeah,
and go to
it's not
green. It needs to be rolled out. It needs to be slowly transitioned in.
Yeah.
Because as I've said, as we all know, it's common fact that windmills only turn when the wind blows,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
solar panels only work when the sun's out.
Yeah.
And
24/7.
like the biggest thing I have the problem with the Green New Deal is everybody's talking about solar panels, wind, but nobody is talking about storing the power. Storing
Yeah,
the power
that's the biggest
is
thing. Yeah, that's
is the
biggest
biggest
factor.
thing
Yeah,
because
Or you don't use it.
exactly.
You lose all of that energy that you try to get at least.
exactly.
Just
If we're not talking about storing power, we are never going.
green.
No, we will go green, but we will never lose our dependence on oil and power plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just clarify though. Biden said that he does not support the Green New Deal during the debate,
Mhm.
but in the past he has said that things that
He's a
surround
supporter of the Green New Deal.
it's another thing with Biden. He does.
We just don't know. What
I
he
mean,
wants.
That says a lot
His-
about him.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't support the Green New Deal. He says he supports his own Green New Deal, something like that he has on his website. I haven't seen it, but I feel it's going to be pretty much similar. Even if he does have his own Green New Deal, right?
Yeah.
He's still going to have to get it through Congress and the Senate. And everybody's views on this topic have to be similar for it to be a real thing.
Yep.
Exactly. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and Biden's plan especially, Trump came out saying that's going to cost like the families under his plan around $6,500. Like the median families.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, $6,500.
That is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. It's not ideal. It's not sense. It doesn't make sense at all.
Mhm.
And that was confirmed by the Washington.
Yeah, it was confirmed by the White House, and it's just this entire thing looks like it's going to fall apart the second if Biden
Yeah.
makes it
It's not
into
looking
office.
too great.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, guys, at any time, if you want to see where our facts came from, what
yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking about,
Down below.
it'll all be in the description below. Just check it out. We're not just pulling this out of thin air.
Yeah.
We're not making this stuff up. It's
Yeah.
there. It's all there. Just take a look. What else we got?
Alright. Let's end the debate there.
All right.
Ooh,
What do we got after?
let's bring up our home state of New Jersey.
The best state. Best state of New
Best.
Jersey.
So
Yes.
there was a survey or a poll taken recently. ABC7 actually put it up. So out of all the 50 states of the United States, New Jersey came in as number one
That's what we made it.
Yes, sir.
We made it to the
top.
of the most hated state in the United States of America.
Most hated.
got the dub.
Man, I can't tell you why.
How proud I am.
But yeah, we will bask in the glory of being number one, at being the worst state.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
It's a problem.
Just personal question, you guys. Like, would you guys move out of Jersey if you had the chance?
Yeah.
It depends.
Depends.
Like, okay, look, yeah. See, I would,
We have an
Because
audience
my-
today, just ignore
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Ignore the audience.
Keep going.
like, I got plenty of relatives, plenty of family here, so it would be hard to move out. But, I think outside of New Jersey, it's a better, I feel like I would get better opportunities. And,
Yeah,
to be honest,
There are
especially,
opportunities.
yeah, and
Yeah,
especially
especially-
lower tax rates.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, in terms of job opportunities, like the cities being close to us, I think that does
Yeah.
offer us a very
It is
good
nice.
thing. But yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean about like.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
personally, if I was just independent and just me, then it would be easy for me to move out. But if I'm connected, if I have family
Yeah.
everywhere,
Yeah.
then it's much, much, much harder for me just to pick up and just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I think I can envision myself retiring somewhere else just because.
Yeah, I think
Like New Jersey's weather is just.
Yeah.
exactly.
I can't retire here.
I mean, like most people, they'll retire in the South.
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
myself here for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's either the
At some
South
point.
or California.
I think it's a good place to go to college, start your career.
Yeah.
But then later on in life, No
Find
transition.
It's a very
someone
good starting point.
I think
Yeah.
right after college, if you have the opportunity to go like spread your wings, go like go to
Yeah,
a
go
different,
ahead.
especially if you're going to an in-state school, like us going to
Yeah.
Rutgers or seeing all like
Save a lot of money.
getting out there, actually getting that real world experience. That's key.
Yeah.
I feel like if I get an opportunity in California or Florida, I take
Yeah,
that.
of course.
I take that, but I don't know if I'd reside there because you
Yeah.
know, especially now with the Hurricane Zeta that just went on. Like I'm not a fan of like these natural disasters. that happen.
Yeah.
Or the wildfires in California. There's a
I
lot
do
that
like
goes
Cali.
into that.
I do like Cali, just the weather though.
It is nice to have all these cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine like the winter not being cold. Like I want it to be cold during the winter.
I'm not.
That's where I would disagree.
I know.
I see
I'm
my-
more of a warm
This
weather.
is
Yeah.
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 That's
I see myself having a white Christmas, even though New Jersey hasn't had one. In
I'll just come up. I'll just go upstate for.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're Canada.
I mean, if that's your wish to Santa Claus, whatever.
Santa, if you're watching this,
Please.
let me stop.
Yeah, please.
I would want to be able to play basketball every day, so you know.
Oh yeah.
Here,
Indoor
I can't
courts.
right now it's closed.
Okay, well,
it's closed. I can't
no
go there.
COVID.
I mean, I got a roof in my house, you know, go outside and just play. I should be able to do that. Just want to be able to do that one day at least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See.
All right. Well, I think this is a good place to start.
Yeah, let's
wrapping
wrap it up.
Let's
Yeah.
wrap it up, baby.
Thank you guys for watching this podcast.
Thank you.
Again, feel free to leave your comments below. Let us know what you thought of it. We want to hear your feedback. We do have that Google form in the description. Please click it. Let us know what you want to see. We're going to be covering like a variety of topics,
Any
not just
topic.
politics, not just sports.
Whatever you want. Whatever
Feel free to like blow that up. We want to see what you guys want to watch.
Yep.
Yep.
I want to help you guys.
Yeah, exactly. We want to make it entertaining for you guys as well as ourselves because we do have fun having these
Yep.
conversations.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
This was fun for us, you know.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
Hopefully it was for you as well. You know.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed.
Once again, our socials are in the description: Instagram, TikTok, and the YouTube.
Wavecast.
Please feel free to follow, subscribe, click the bell icon, like the
Yeah.
video. If you guys want to add anything.
And again, if you're listening on Spotify, please follow the pod.
And Apple Podcast will be out soon.
Coming real soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very soon. We'll be there.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
I think next time we'll be talking about social media censorship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real big thing.
Stay tuned.
And the Muslim crisis that's going on in
A
China.
lot of
Oh,
different
yeah.
things coming. A lot of things coming. So just stay tuned and have fun till
And
then.
remember, new videos every week. We're gonna
At
try
least
to bring
once
them
a
out
week.
for you guys.
We'll try to get it
Once a
out.
week, yeah.
Yep.
Until then.
All right. Till next time, it's a Wavecast.
Woo!